Anywhere in the USA, people are not gathering in person. We are the only fellowship, as far as I know, where we can break bread. It is really God-given privilege, and it is the provision of God that we have this facility. It is really a facility which is longing to have people. Right, Lee? Thanks for coming, Lee, today. When I was telling him about our fellowship for a long time, so he decided to come today and join. Lee Wilson is with us for many years, maybe 20 years. Is that
36.
And he's got business all over the world. If anybody wants to help him with software, he's the guy. So he came today. I'm so happy. And where else can we go? When it's the time of worship, we have to go to the Lord's presence, right? I don't know, this modern technology on the internet, no fellowship. Last couple of Sundays ago, Satish shared a message about the demons, right? Does anybody remember? One thing really touched me was that when a devil possesses, it will take you away from the fellowship. He lived in what? Tombs, right? He lived in tombs alone. Anywhere you see the nature of the devil, it doesn't want you to be in fellowship. It will take you out. So if you want to grow in the Lord, you have to be in a fellowship. Some people ask me, why only fellowship? I can grow in my house? Sure. You can do anything you want. But you know, when it is said that you are a body for me, you can't be a singly a body. Either you have to be a nail, finger, or a toe, or an ear. Something. And you can't live alone. It has to be coming in a body. So nowadays with this COVID, the coronavirus, people are scared of their lives. I want to ask one question. When you get into the car, are you afraid of your life? You are not. Because you think you can drive very good. But there is a danger anywhere.
Oh yeah.
There is a danger anywhere. So let us not attribute our fear to something else, but to give God. He takes off the fear in our lives. Many people told me, my son was so concerned when I went to work. He said, why is he going? 72 years. He is diabetic, heart patient. I said, I'm going to work to picture and finish my project. He said, no, don't go. Stay at home. So I wrote to my manager, and then now I'm working from home, from Monday onwards. Did it make any difference? Not at all. I can go to work anytime I want. So today we will continue like they wrote to me, Rajesh and Ravi, that you continue on Job. So I did conclude last week, but I will go ahead and take some more days, some more weeks on that. Let's start with Job 38 and 39. These two chapters give us a glimpse of who God is. Right? Who God is. Let's pray before we go get into the Word. Loving Heavenly Father, wonder-working God, oh Lord, what a merciful God you are. You are all powerful, as we heard in the earlier message. You can do all things, O Lord, which we cannot even fathom. Your power is beyond anybody's imagination. O Lord, as we gather today, O Lord, you made us possible to come in physical way, to come and look at you, to break bread. We pray for others who could not make it today. Take off any fears in their hearts about this sickness going around. But, O Lord, give them strength. that indeed you are in charge of each thing. O Lord, guide us through. Enable us to be really faithful to you. We pray for others who are still on the way. We ask all these in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. So the narrative for Job goes like this. Job was a very rich man, and he had children, he had cattle, he had dignity, he had good health, all things.
He had donkeys.
He had donkeys. So, what went wrong with Job? After one first chapter, he is gone, totally lost in all things. So Satan entered into the presence of the Lord and said, then the Lord said, do you know my servant Job? He is righteous of all people on the earth. Then Satan said, how can I touch him? You have put a hedge around him. He said, go, what you want to do, don't touch his body. So soon after he came, he took away his cattle, his children died, he lost his health. He sat on a heap of ash, and his body was full of sores. He started scratching. So, then three friends came and sat for 7 days and 7 nights without talking, and they were looking at his status, and they were thinking, what went wrong with Job? They never knew, neither Job, that it was God who let it happen in his life. So they thought, you think you are doing everything right? Then why are you in this state? You must have done something wrong in your life. What can Job answer? He said, I wish I died when I was born. I am helpless, I have nothing. I know nothing. And then they kept on talking, so I went on that. I spoke for many weeks. Then came another friend. He was called Elihu, right? Elihu was self-righteous. He thought he knew all things of scriptures. We see so many people like that, right? Whenever you turn on a TV or religious TV, they always say that, I know all things in the Bible. Okay, you might be knowing. But the point here Elihu makes is, I know more that I can find fault with you. That's what he said. I know more that I can find fault with you. About Job, whom the Lord said is the more righteous man of all men of the earth. And he says, I find fault with you. Then we continue the narrative today. Soon after God came down, he started speaking with Job. I was wondering, all these 38 chapters, Lord was listening to our dialogues. Lord was listening and he was assessing who that guy is, who that guy. You may ask me, he knows them. Of course, he knows them, but the tongue is not controllable, right? When tongue starts talking, then we can control. He never said, or rather sort of in this portion, he was very angry with Elihu. He said, who is this guy who is doing a vain talking in verse 1 of chapter 38? So, Lord is angry when we speak things which are not worthy. Like, if you say you are a useless fellow. He may be useless, I don't know. But God never tolerates that. Who are you to judge the other man? Right? Who are you to judge the other man? When you put one finger to a person, 3 are looking at me. We are all short of our integrity because we are humans. We always think that we are superior in many things, but we are not in fact. Only Lord has to open our inner eyes. When is it possible? When we see the humbleness of Christ, then we compare. This is where our life will change. In this portion, you have to understand, why should God describe who He is?
So we can understand.
Why He should describe who He is? Because He wants to tell them that you are talking to an entity who is much superior than you, and He is still talking to you. See that? I said a couple of weeks ago a message, right? When you are angry with your junior, you count up to 10 before you open your mouth. When you talk to your peer, you count up to 20 before you open your mouth. If you are speaking to your superior, you count up to 30 before you open your mouth. Why? Why? Because that 10 number, when you count, you try to assess. What should I speak? I am angry with him. What should I tell him, right? And comes the point that you should not hurt that man. That's why you have to count up to 10. But when you talk to God, how many you have to count? And God came down and told that Elihu, who is this vain talker? He doesn't know anything. He thinks everything, but he doesn't know anything. Oh, when I am here, who am I? I created the world. Who said? Sandeep said, if I look at the book, will it come up? It will not come up. Even if you push it, if it is heavy, it won't move. And Lord said, let there be heavens and earth. His word created the universe. It's a very wonderful narrative of this book. Only in this book, it gives you Lord's speaking. What He says is, I have created the clouds. We all fly by plane, right? We all fly by plane. And then when you go through a cloud, did you ever doubt how that cloud stays in the air? Amazing, right? Amazing. And the plane goes through that. One day I was watching. How these clouds get to stay? Because Earth has a gravity. It attracts everything to it. But clouds don't. Clouds stay high above. It is God's way of putting a system. When it comes down, we say it's fog. It is a fog. When the fog comes in, warning lights, right? In Georgia, you heard of the story? In Georgia, there is a road. Night, sun, daylight. When you are driving, in certain section, suddenly it becomes foggy. And people cannot see even 1 foot ahead of them. Many accidents. A huge court case happened. About 4 miles away, there is a power plant. They use the steam, lot of water, steam comes up. So the government said, you are at fault. They said, we are 3 miles away. If you say so, fog should have been there all the time, right? Because it is our business. Why only short time? But they said there is a fog. 25 to 30 vehicles each time collide because they can't see their front. So I was thinking, how did this cloud happen? It's a fog. God creates that even without any natural activity. They could not find a solution to that. So what they are doing now is put warning lights for the people. There is a dense fog. I am coming from there. It is 70 degrees sunshine. Where is the fog coming into picture? But the fog is there. Nobody knows the secret why it happens. Only God knows, right? Only God knows. So he says, I have created clouds. And what else did he say? I have put a barrier to the sea. Amazing, right? Barrier to the sea. Waves come only that much. And they go back. Except tsunami, even that is limited. Who created that? Can't imagine. And whenever I stand near the sea, I look at the waves come and they go back. Waves come and they go back. If such a water is there, it should overflow, right? But the Lord said, I want my people to be safe. So he put a barrier. That is who God is. That is what he is narrating to Job. Don't be depressed, man. I am with you. I have created the earth. I have created the clouds. I have limited the movement of sea. What is that? How many? 15, 17 hours, right? If you go to Australia, all on water. All on water.
Oh yeah. 18 hours.
18 hours. No refueling. It's all water. So much of water, but you can't drink it. You can't drink. It is salt, full of salt. Why? We don't know. Why that sea is full of salt? Any sea you take, Dead Sea is more of salt, but what the 1/3 is earth, 2/3 is water, right? The earth. And no man can live in water. No man can live in water. Everybody can live on the earth. That's why Lord said, it is my beautiful place. Created the Garden of Eden. So I was in Iraq in 1976. I worked in a place called Basra. I was the engineer in charge to build a water treatment plant. And one day we had time, 1 week. They took all of us to the Tigris and Euphrates confluence, rivers. There are 2 rivers in Iraq, Tigris and Euphrates. They come together. There is the Garden of Eden. I went there to see. Nothing there. Just brushes, small trees. But when God created, it was the most beautiful place on the earth. Most beautiful place on the earth. God wanted all of us to live in that beautiful place. But we destroyed it. We were driven out of that garden. So we are at fault in many places. God gave us the wonderful things to enjoy. He says, I have created the lighting from the sky. Why it happens? After it happens, you hear after 1 hour, right? Sound. Before you hear sound, then comes something like that. Which is faster, lighter sound. Light is faster, right? So you see the light, then after the gap, you hear the sound. Right? So, he says, I created the light. I wonder, why is he telling all this to Job? Job knows God. Job was God-fearing. You know why he is telling it? So that we may be understanding his greatness. What's the point of knowing his greatness? Such a God came down to die for us. That is the meaning of this whole portion. He says, I created the birds and their behavior, water-borne animals and their strength. What all you can think of, he created. But Disney is creating something else, right? Virtual reality. It is creating something which is not there. And we all look at it. What's the CGI? Computer generated images. But what is real is what you can touch, what you can enjoy, what you can really go. So how is it compared to Christ in this interaction? This is important for us. Acts chapter 9 verse 1. And Saul, yet breathing, threatening and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went through the high places. Saul was a vain talker. He was a vain talker till he knew the Lord. So, Lord admonished Elihu, you are a vain talker. But with Saul, he had a purpose. He had a purpose. He said, why are you doing this to me, Saul? And Saul says, who are you, Lord? He says, I am he whom you are persecuting. Lord had a purpose there. With Elihu, he had no purpose. He was convincing Job. But with Saul, Christ said, I need you. Why are you persecuting me? What wrong have I done to you, right? That is what it is. What wrong have I done to you? Then he says, Lord, I was telling somebody. He said, soon after he met the Lord, what happened to Saul of Tarsus? He became light. Why? Why he became light?
So you'd have his eyes healed.
No, so that he can depend upon the Lord.
Okay. Yeah, his eyes healed.
Yeah, his eyes healed, and then what else is there? That we may walk for us. Unless you see, you cannot walk. You can walk with help, but on your own, you should be able to walk. What is walk? Walk is a progressive movement. You cannot stand and call it walk. It has to be forward. You can't walk backwards. That's why God gave us the ISCF. We have to walk forward. So blindness makes us in all ways disabled. But God made it disabled. Although temporary, He made him to realize how to be depending upon the Lord. We all need that. Always we think we can do things ourselves. But Lord says, depend upon me. I will guide you through. I will guide you through. Acts 9:4. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, I am Jesus whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. So, he fell from his horse. Nobody else saw Christ except him. Till he saw Christ, he had eyes. Soon after he saw him, he became blind. And then he had to be helped by somebody. Paul's life you have to read. So amazing. Before he was threatening everybody who was following the Lord, he went and gave a testimony. That is what is called the power of God. Right, Sandeep? That is the power of God. Power of God is something. It is not possible for anybody to execute that except God. I was listening to one of the doctors from California just now. He was talking about what is coronavirus and how it happens, etc., etc. He said out of 100 people who were diagnosed with coronavirus, 83 will be okay. Only 2% are very vulnerable people. What does it mean for me? What is it? It is like a doctor telling a patient. He came, doctor, I am suffering. He said, don't worry, you will live for sure. How can you say that? Oh, yeah, I am a doctor, but you don't even see what is my sickness. He said, I know. 1 out of 10 patients of mine lives. Till now 9 died. That is what he told me, that coronavirus. He said, what is the 80%, 90%? If I am not sick with coronavirus, I am dead. Is it a word of assurance? I don't think so. Whatever you may learn about this sickness, when you are hit with it, you are hit with it. But that, should we be afraid? No way! Lord is under control. What he said, I created the clouds, the light, the lighting, the seas are limited, birds, their movement, animals, their movement, and the animals, creatures under the water, I control. But he loves us. What a wonderful Savior. He loves us. They are created, but he created us and he loves us. Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 and 29. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. There are 3 things in this verse. What are they? First, we have to realize that we are carrying a burden. Right? We have to realize that we are carrying a burden. Many times we don't. Burden of sin is very heavy. Burden of sin is very heavy. Second thing is, we have to go to Him. Lord didn't say, I will come to you, right? He didn't say that. Come unto me. Come unto me, and I will give you rest. What a wonderful gospel message. This one verse. Oh, as a gospel preacher, what you can say? First of all, define their burden. Second thing is, advise them to go to the Lord. Third thing is, Lord will take care of it. So, when Lord spoke to Job, so many moving things were there. He said, don't worry, Job. Which says in verse 2, verse 3, if you are low in spirit, don't worry. It happens to us many times. Why should we be low in spirit? Because of fear. Because of fear. Oh, I have hurt my wife. What happens? Worry, fear. But if you know the Lord. The Lord said, fear not. Fear not, I am with you. So, first of all, you have to narrate in a gospel preaching is describe the burden. What is the burden? Here, fear. Burden is the fear. If this virus had happened 100 years back, how do these people worship? All these churches. Because they have internet, everybody is sitting at home and watching. But had it happened 100 years ago, how the churches would have reacted? I wonder. Close the churches? How do they cater to the people? But here, people are finding it convenient to undercut the desire of the people to come together as a body. They are not teaching it. So when we moved to this building, that was the main intention, that we can gather together in a place where there are no restrictions. We can join at our own liberty. Nothing has changed. No doctrinal difference, nothing. We just wanted to change the place from that to here so that we can gather together. That building is closed. They said we are doing online, all messages. All activities are closed. Where do we go? They felt very, very sad. That when you have an opportunity to come together, you have to break the bread. That's what the Lord said. Do this in remembrance of me. You have to do this. If not, you will forget the Lord. His sacrifice, His way of handling ourselves in front of Him will be different. So it is a message for all the people. Whoever has the choice of sitting at home and worshiping, impossible. You have to come to a place to worship the Lord. Remember Him as a body. Break bread together. Then only the Lord says, I am your God. Corinthians 1:16. By whom were all things created, that are in heaven and that are on the earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by Him and for Him. He created us for Him. We have to be humble. We have to go to the Lord and praise His name, glorify Him. He was telling this to Job. Later, Job happens. He says, I am sorry. But we'll talk next week. He says, I am sorry after God tells him who he is. Because he was self-righteous. He said, God is not taking care of me. Right? That's what he said. He has a fear of God. He had a fear of God. He said, my Redeemer is living. But still he said, oh, why didn't He take care of me? Why am I in this position? What is going on with me? That's why Lord spoke to him. Now, Lord is speaking to us. What are you going to do for me? Are you afraid of this whole situation? Don't you know that I am the superior one? I can take care of you. Why are you afraid? Right? That's what he told Job. Why are you afraid? What he says is that I have measured the earth. we don't have a concept of the size of Earth. We only read in books, right? We have no concept. When you go to Himalayas, you can't even see the tip of Himalayas. At least Mount Rainier you see tip, right? From distance. You can't even see it. And that is a part of the earth He created. So who are we? So what total lesson today is, know your God, understand how small you are, and understand the love of God, why He came into this world, and understand how He changed your life. Nothing else can touch you. Romans chapter 8, please. That should be your determination today. Romans chapter 8. Verse 38. No, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Amen? Amen. That is how we should. May God bless this word. Let's close with the word of prayer. Loving and Heavenly Father, wonderful King God, we want to thank you for this day. Oh Lord, take off any fear, alleviate fears of people. Oh Lord, enable us to gather in freedom to worship you without any concern. Thank you for this facility. Enable it to be, oh Lord, a thing for us to really depend upon in the days to come. Thank you for each one who came. We ask all these in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. So now let's go to the table.